It started when one of our city council members was asked to bring it up, and a Korean group came to him. He is Korean. He was born in Korea. He came to the United States when he was 19. But his name is Miller O. And on our city council, if one council member wants to discuss an issue, he just asks for it to be put on the agenda. And then the following meeting, we discuss it. And so as long as one wants to discuss it, we do. And other cities require 2 or 3 people to request it. But that's not our practice. So he brought it up, asked for it to be put on, and so we put it on our agenda. At the meeting where we discussed it, it was the second meeting in July, and you can go online and actually see the discussion. There that night were several Korean American people who came to speak in favor of it, and I believe just one Japanese American person came to speak opposed to it. But in the meantime, the word had gotten out to the Japanese people both here and in Japan, and we started getting letters, and we've gotten lots and lots of letters. Of course, they were saying they're opposed to having the monument here, that they feel that it is inappropriate for a little city to weigh in on an international issue. And I have to say I agree with that. So. Right, we've said we're not interested in having the monument in a public place. Now see, the issue really is using public land, because if some of these Korean businesses wanted to put it in front of their business, no problem. They could easily do that. It's their own private property.
I see.
The issue more to me was they wanted it on city property. So when it's on city property, we have to have a good reason to allow it to be put there. And so, anyway, I just didn't feel it was proper. But they disagreed. We got a couple of emails, very few, saying they wished we would change our mind and go ahead and allow it. And then Mr. O brought up having a proclamation rather than a monument, but we've decided we're not going to weigh in on the issue. It's for international arbitrators to negotiate something. It's not up to us. You know, the group who wanted to put this in said that it was for educational purpose. And my remarks the night we discussed it, I said, if it's really for education, there's a better way to do it. But a statue, a monument, doesn't have, to me, that much of an impact. And there seems to be more of a purpose than just education. There's some other purpose. And as I told the other young woman from Japan the other day, if they truly wanted it as just an educational thing, then they would put it down there, just north here, about a mile. There's the cross of 2 busy streets, Beach Boulevard and Malvern, very busy. And all 4 corners are Korean businesses. They could easily put that there, have a wonderful display, you know, plant some plants around it, get a real attention-getting item. And because they haven't chosen to do that in one of those 4 corners, that makes me think that there's more going on than just an educational purpose. So something is being lost in translation. I don't speak Korean or Japanese. I don't fully understand the dispute between the 2 countries, although I know the historical problems that have existed, because I did teach world history. But they want it here on city property for a reason, and I don't fully understand what the reason is. So it's just best if we keep hands off. I taught at Buena Park High School, and at that school, we have kids who speak 25 different languages. We have kids from more that number of countries that have come, probably 30 countries, is quite, it's like a United Nations there. So we don't need things to divide us. We need things to unite us there. And if you have things that divide you into groups, we have enough of that. It happens naturally. We need things to help us understand each other and get along. And if you have differences, that's fine, but we don't act out on those. We don't bully people. We don't cause problems just because of something that happened in the past. That can happen other places, but not here. So here we're trying to build peaceful, harmonious relationships. For the reason they wanted it, well, they said the purpose, as I said before, was educational, to educate people about what happened during World War II. And they did say it wasn't just Korean women, that it was other women in other countries, the Philippines, Indonesia, and other places, and the abuses that took place. So, you know, wars are terrible things, and lots of really horrific things happened during that last war. You know, we don't need to refight World War II. World War II was fought a long time ago, and terrible things happen in war, and we don't want terrible things to continue. So we want to move on in a very positive way.